I felt we had a good game plan going, and there were pockets in the first half that I was really proud of. And, you all saw the game, and as the game went on, right there, last 3 minutes of the first half, that thing started to skip away from us. Securing the ball, that's a big deal. Being able to block up front and keep all that pressure off the quarterback, that's a big deal. Staying on task with the chains, that's the big deal. And we missed that. So that being said, I think that's enough to say about last week. I am in the business, and as well as our players, that we put to rest the game, and we've done that with our players. So for me to rehash, I really have nothing else to say but what I've said in that statement. Looking forward, because I do believe this is the task for our team, is to be able to respond in a week like this, where our country was called to do that years ago. So there's a common theme, and we look forward to having the opportunity come Saturday afternoon to get on the field and respond to show who we are. So that being said, I'll take any question.
How do you feel the team has responded so far just on the practice field?
We make goals every day, every player in every position group. And I can't speak for the other position coaches, but for my group, there was a deliberate attempt and step in the right direction with that daily goal. So I do believe if the daily goals are met on Saturday, I do believe the response will unfold.
Armstrong started slow last year, and he'd obviously played with you before, but now Grayson's starting a little bit slow. Do you see any parallels there, or is there anything you could take away from Armstrong coming in last year and how that development applies now to Grayson?
Well, a quarterback really is the last line of defense. And when your quarterback's struggling, that means all the other parts around him are struggling. And it just shows up on his doorstep. And in both instances, no, we do not block the fronts with a high enough level. So now the quarterback's in jeopardy. So that's indicative to coaching. That's indicative to playing. That's indicative to how physical we can be in the fronts. And so we look forward to developing ourselves earlier in the year in that world.
So is that kind of the solution there to get Grayson going? It starts with the offensive line. Is that what you're seeing?
Everybody. Those other 10 guys, there's not one guy on there that's given a pat on the back. No. When that quarterback struggles and is not getting off to a fast start, there's so many elements around him that are disconnected. And that's what we're seeing.
Your impressions of Louisiana Tech, and I think you have a background with their coach, sir. Just your impressions of what you're going up against.
Well, Sonny coaches the offense,
Yeah.
and the former player, right? But his defense is well schemed. It's a different version of our defense, but similar, but very different. In that the linemen and the backers and the safeties, those all have the same names, but they play in way different spots with way different things going on. So a huge task for us on offense to match that clever. It's a college defense, and very effective in its own right. So we've got a task ahead of us that will require football IQ.
In your opinion, what needs to happen in order to get the run game more on track?
Oh, those 10 guys on the field, well, now 9 because the quarterback's not involved in that, but now you're talking about a 9-guy event. And no, when the run game is not clicking, we are not connected. So every time that ball's run, there's a 9-guy deal going on. Same thing. I'm not blaming the running back one lick. When that thing's not working, it's those 9 guys up there. That's the effect of it. So when that thing's going great, oh, you're going to see great play from our running backs. So that's our response. 9 guys, run the football. Everybody be on the same page. Assignment, technique, pad level, and how much effort and strain you put in. So that is what's at play.
This isn't necessarily football related, but I did want to ask you, since it is September 11th, your memories of 9/11, when it happened, where were you, and kind of what was going on in your life at that point?
Well, I was in Lubbock, Texas, and we were preparing for an opponent, and one of the student assistants popped in and said, "Coach, man, y'all might want to pay attention." We go, "Close the door on your way out." "What do you mean we got to pay attention? We are game planning here. This is monumental stuff we're doing." About 5 minutes later, another kid who didn't know what the first kid did kept popping in and goes, "Hey, coaches, I think y'all better take a look at what's going on." So at that point, we all stood up, shut it down, and turned on the news. And right when we turned the thing on, it showed the second plane hitting the building. And at that point, we went, "Oh, dang, no, this is not just some random pilot lost his way and hit the first one. Oh, no, it was a direct, it looked very much deliberate." So at that point, no, we quit game planning, and now we're reaching out to our families. And, my wife at the time was working at Sears, and that was probably 4 miles from where I was. The phones were out. Cell phones, landline, all the phone system just blinked across at least there in Texas. But she had enough wherewithal that she went over to the junior high and got the kids and took them home. So, yeah, we stayed there, and our players, and we still practiced. We didn't know what to make of it. By the end of the week, it was clear that college football was not going to happen that weekend. So, yeah, Coach Ruffin and I were just talking about it because we were on the same staff at that time.
Wow. Okay.